America is a nation of stories. We tell tales of progress, of innovation, of cities that scrape the sky. But beneath the concrete and the steel, the old landscapes remain. The deep woods, the forgotten mountain passes, the lonely coastlines. And in these places, other stories persist. They are not found in history books, but whispered around campfires, passed down through generations, and etched into the memory of the land itself. These are not the legends you know. They are the local fears, the regional mysteries that cling to the shadows just beyond the streetlights. They are the figures seen at the edge of your vision, the sounds you can't explain, the warnings you should have heeded. Tonight, we journey to the dark corners of the map to uncover 10 stories that America tried to forget. Story 1: The Dark Watchers of California. For centuries, travelers in the Santa Lucia Mountains of California have reported seeing them. They appear at twilight and dawn, standing silhouetted against the sky on remote ridgelines. They are known as the Dark Watchers. Descriptions are unnervingly consistent. They are unnaturally tall, featureless humanoids, often cloaked or wearing broad-brimmed hats and carrying walking sticks or poles. They stand perfectly still, observing the valleys below. They never speak. They never gesture. They simply watch. The first written accounts come from Spanish explorers in the 1700s who called them Los Vigilantes Oscuros. But the stories are far older, rooted in the lore of the native Chumash people. For generations, the legend was a local secret, a piece of quiet mountain folklore. It even found its way into the works of author John Steinbeck, who grew up in the region and wrote of the silent figures who vanish when you look at them. The phenomenon has a simple, terrifying rule: you must not approach them. Anyone who has tried to get closer reports the same thing. The figure dissolves into the landscape, vanishing in the blink of an eye, even in wide-open spaces with nowhere to hide. They are not a threat to be fought, but a presence to be acknowledged. A silent reminder that in the oldest parts of the world, we are merely visitors, and we are always being watched. Story 2: The Pukwudgies of Massachusetts. In the Freetown Fall River State Forest of Massachusetts, a place steeped in dark history, lives a creature from Wampanoag folklore. It is small, but its malice is immense. It is the Pukwudgie. Standing only 2 to 3 feet tall, the Pukwudgie resembles a gray-skinned, troll-like humanoid with large ears, a prominent nose, and fingers that glow. In the oldest tales, they were merely mischievous tricksters, but a great betrayal by a giant hero named Moshup turned them into creatures of pure malevolence. According to the legend, their tricks are deadly. They are known to lure people off hiking trails with the sound of a crying child, only to lead them to a cliff's edge. They hunt with tiny poison-tipped arrows and can appear and disappear at will, often leaving behind the faint smell of flowers. Eyewitnesses in the forest have reported being followed, having small stones thrown at them from unseen sources, and feeling an overwhelming sense of dread. The local Wampanoag people treat the stories not as myth, but as a genuine warning. The forest is the Pukwudgie's domain. They are guardians of a sort, resentful of human intrusion. They serve as a chilling example that the greatest dangers do not always come in the largest forms. Sometimes they are the small things you overlook until it is far too late. Story 3: The Pope Lick Monster of Kentucky. In the Fisherville neighborhood of Louisville, Kentucky, an old railway trestle crosses Pope Lick Creek. For generations, this bridge has been the focus of a deeply strange and deadly legend. It is the hunting ground of the Pope Lick Monster. The creature is described as a grotesque hybrid: the legs of a goat, the torso of a man, the horned head of a sheep, and a pale, scarred face. This goat man is said to possess hypnotic powers. Some stories claim it uses voice mimicry to call for help, luring the curious onto the dangerous tracks. Others say it uses a powerful trance-like stare to disable its victim's sense of reason. Once ensnared, victims are compelled to climb onto the high trestle. They walk along the tracks, frozen by fear or enchantment, directly into the path of an oncoming freight train. The legend is so potent and the location so accessible that it has claimed real lives. Numerous people have fallen to their deaths or been struck by trains while searching for the monster. Authorities have erected fences and posted warnings, but the legend endures. It is a perfect trap, a story that dares the listener to test its reality using a real-world danger as its method of execution. The Pope-like monster doesn't need to exist to be a killer. The story itself is the weapon. Story 4. The Moon-Eyed People of North Carolina. Before the Cherokee people settled the Appalachian Mountains of North Carolina, another civilization was said to live there. The Cherokee traditions speak of a mysterious race they drove out, known as the Moon-Eyed People. According to the legends, these people were pale-skinned and could not see in the daylight. They were nocturnal, emerging from underground caverns and earthen huts only after the sun had set. They were said to be the original builders of many of the ancient stone structures found throughout the region, like the mysterious walls at Fort Mountain. The Cherokee tales state that they conquered the Moon-Eyed People, driving them from their lands during a full moon, when the light was bright enough to blind them. For a long time, this was considered mere folklore, but in 1889, a Smithsonian archaeological expedition uncovered a strange carved figure at the base of a burial mound in Georgia, a humanoid figure made of marble with slanted, protruding eyes. The story of the Moon-Eyed People is not one of a monster, but of a mystery buried in the soil. It speaks to the vast, unwritten history of the continent, of civilizations that rose and fell long before recorded time, leaving behind only whispers and enigmatic stone ruins. It suggests that the land we walk on holds secrets far older and stranger than we can imagine. Story 5. Spearfinger, the Stone-Skinned Witch. Deep in the lore of the Cherokee, there is a tale used to frighten children into staying close to home. It is the story of Utlunta, better known as Spearfinger. She is a witch-like entity with a body made of solid stone, making her impervious to any weapon. Her most terrifying feature is her forefinger, which is a single, stone-hard spear. She is a shapeshifter, able to take on the form of a beloved family member, often a grandmother or an aunt. In this guise, she approaches children who have wandered too far from their village. Her methods are horrific. She coaxes the child onto her lap, pretending to comfort them. Then, with a quick and brutal motion, she pierces their liver with her stone finger and pulls it out to eat it, for livers are her only source of sustenance. The only part of her that is vulnerable is her heart, which she does not keep inside her stone body. The legend of Spearfinger is a visceral embodiment of stranger danger, a primal fear given monstrous form. It represents the ultimate betrayal, a familiar face hiding a deadly intent. More than a simple monster, she is a story about the terrible cost of misplaced trust and the deceptive nature of evil. Her tale ensured that for generations, no child would ever wander too far into the Appalachian shadows. Story 6. The Beast of Bray Road. In the late 1980s and early 90s, A rural stretch of road near Elkhorn, Wisconsin became the epicenter of a terrifying series of encounters. Dozens of credible witnesses began reporting sightings of a large, bipedal wolf-like creature. It became known as the Beast of Bray Road. Unlike typical werewolf lore tied to the full moon, this creature was a constant presence. Witnesses described it as being covered in dark, matted fur with glowing yellow eyes, pointed ears, and the muscular build of a man. It was seen kneeling over roadkill, sprinting on two legs across fields, and in one chilling report, it charged directly at a young woman's car, leaving claw marks on the trunk. The sheer volume of sightings, from farmers to business owners, attracted local journalist Linda Godfrey, whose investigations brought the story to national attention. She found no evidence of a hoax. The witnesses were sincere, their terror genuine. They were ordinary people who had seen something that defied all explanation. Theories ranged from a misidentified bear to a genuine cryptid, or something even stranger, but no definitive answer was ever found. The Beast of Bray Road represents a modern manifestation of an ancient fear, the fear of the predator that walks like a man. It proved that even in the quiet heartland of America, the line between the known world and the wilderness is terrifyingly thin. Story 7. The Gray Man of Pawleys Island. Not all legends are born of malice. Some serve as a solemn warning. On the coast of South Carolina, on a narrow strip of land called Pawleys Island, there is a spirit whose appearance is a blessing, though it foretells great danger. He is the Gray Man. The story dates back to the early 1800s. A young man was riding to the island to see his fiancée when he was thrown from his horse into quicksand and perished. His spirit, however, remains bound to the island, driven by a need to protect the one he loved. He appears on the beach in the days just before a major hurricane is set to strike. He is described as a spectral figure dressed entirely in gray, who walks the shoreline and then vanishes. According to the legend, any family who sees the Gray Man will be spared. Their homes will survive the storm untouched, even as those around them are destroyed. For over 200 years, island residents have shared stories of seeing him just before catastrophic hurricanes like Hazel and Hugo, and finding their properties inexplicably safe afterward. The Gray Man is a phantom of love and loss, a benevolent omen born from tragedy. His story is a poignant testament to the idea that some spirits do not linger to haunt, but to guard. This is not a story to be told lightly. In the Navajo culture, it is a subject of profound fear and respect, a name that is not spoken after dark. It is the Skinwalker. A Skinwalker, or Yinaldloshi, is a type of malevolent witch who has gained the supernatural ability to turn into, possess, or disguise themselves as an animal. To become a Skinwalker, a person must commit the ultimate act of evil, killing a close family member. This act grants them immense power, but damns them forever. They are masters of imitation, able to perfectly mimic the call of any animal or the voice of any human. They are said to follow travelers at night, peering into windows, knocking on walls, and causing an indescribable sense of terror. Encounters often involve a creature running alongside a car at impossible speeds, its eyes glowing with an unnatural intelligence before it veers off into the darkness. To the Navajo people, this is not folklore. It is a real and present evil. The Skinwalker represents the corruption of humanity, the poison of greed and witchcraft turned into a physical, predatory form. It is a chilling reminder that the most terrifying monsters are not those from another world, but those that were once human. Story 9. The Lost Thunderbird Photograph. In the world of cryptozoology, there is a piece of evidence so famous that its absence has become its legend. It is the Lost Thunderbird Photograph. The story begins in the late 1800s. Accounts from newspapers like the Tombstone Epitaph reported that 2 cowboys had shot and killed a monstrous, winged creature with smooth skin, featherless wings like a bat, and a face resembling an alligator. They allegedly dragged the massive carcass into town and had it photographed. The iconic photo was said to show a group of men standing in front of the creature, its immense wingspan nailed to the side of a barn, stretching far wider than the men's outstretched arms. For decades, countless people have claimed to remember seeing this photograph, often in old encyclopedias or magazines from the 1950s and 60s. They describe it vividly, with remarkable consistency. Yet no one has ever been able to produce a copy. It has been sought by researchers for years, but it remains utterly elusive. The mystery of the Thunderbird photograph is not about the creature itself, but about a shared, unverifiable memory. It is a phantom of popular culture, a powerful idea that exists so strongly in people's minds that it feels real. It proves that a story, when told often enough, can create evidence in our memory that is more powerful than any physical proof. Story 10. The Charman of Ojai. Some legends are born from fire and pain. In the Ojai Valley of California, on the secluded Creek Road, there is a story of a ghost forged by tragedy. He is the Charman. The most common version of the tale dates to a massive wildfire in 1948. A father and son were caught in their home by the flames. The father was killed, but the son was horrifically burned and driven mad by the ordeal. When rescuers arrived, he attacked them, then fled into the woods. In his grief and rage, he had skinned his own father and hung the remains from a tree. Now his tormented spirit is said to haunt Creek Road. Motorists traveling the road at night report a terrifying figure emerging from the trees, a burned man who runs toward their car, attempting to wrench open the doors. Some say he is searching for help, others that he is looking for victims to share his fate. The smell of burned flesh is said to hang in the air after he vanishes. The Charman is a specter of pure agony. He is a campfire story, but one rooted in the real and recurring terror of wildfire in the California hills. His legend serves as a grim monument to the idea that some tragedies are so profound they leave a permanent scar not just on the people, but on the landscape itself. The Watchers, the Pukwudgies, the Goat Man. These are more than just stories. They are the psychic landmarks of a nation, expressions of anxieties that technology and reason cannot erase. They are the fear of the wilderness that surrounds us and the darkness that can reside within us. They exist in the liminal spaces, the twilight, the edge of the woods, the forgotten road. They are the echoes in the static of modern life, a quiet insistence that not everything has been discovered, cataloged, or explained. These legends persist because they speak a fundamental truth. The world is far older, larger, and stranger than our maps suggest. They are the land's long memory, proving that no matter how brightly we light our cities, the shadows at the edge of our understanding will always remain. And in those shadows, something is always waiting.